As the week unfolds, Donald Trump is navigating a whirlwind of controversy, political maneuvers, and lawsuits. His campaign seems to be scrambling to reestablish its footing, especially as early voting results are hinting at potential setbacks in key battleground states. But beyond the polls, Trump's recent posts and actions indicate a deepening anxiety, marked by desperate social media posts, baseless accusations of election fraud, and an escalating legal battle in Pennsylvania. Adding fuel to the fire, disturbing allegations regarding his past actions have surfaced, challenging Trump to address his checkered history while he attempts to reclaim a narrative of strength and control. Let's take a closer look at the tumultuous events shaping Trump's week, the impact of the legal and political actions he's taking, and the response from prominent figures and political entities, all of which are contributing to a climate of chaos and uncertainty. A campaign in panic, Trump's social media outbursts. On Tuesday night, Trump's online presence conveyed a sense of panic. Trump took to his social media platform to air grievances about supposed election tampering in Pennsylvania, with posts that were as dramatic as they were devoid of evidence. He claimed Pennsylvania is cheating and getting caught at large-scale levels rarely seen before. This narrative is eerily reminiscent of Trump's 2020 strategy when he relentlessly targeted swing states, suggesting widespread voter fraud despite a complete lack of substantive evidence. To further emphasize his claims, Trump directed his followers to report supposed cheating to law enforcement, declaring that law enforcement must act now. His accusations, unfounded yet ominously worded, echoed his infamous "Stop the Steal" rhetoric, a message that inflamed his followers in 2020 and led to widespread confusion and unrest. Yet this approach seems to be backfiring. In a rebuttal, Pennsylvania's governor, Josh Shapiro, responded swiftly, highlighting that election officials in Pennsylvania are upholding a secure voting process. Republican and Democratic clerks of elections are doing their jobs. We will again have a free and fair, safe, and secure election, and the will of the people will be respected, Shapiro stated. Despite his claims and lawsuits, Trump's actions seem to have only fortified officials' resolve to maintain election integrity, even under mounting scrutiny and public pressure. Lawsuits galore. Trump targets Bucks County. Building on his accusations, Trump's campaign filed a lawsuit against Bucks County, Pennsylvania. This latest legal maneuver aims to undermine Pennsylvania's mail-in ballot procedures, a tactic that resonates with Trump's persistent animosity toward mail-in voting. According to Philadelphia's Channel 10 local news, Trump's lawsuit claims, without any solid basis, that Pennsylvania is cheating. Trump's fixation on Bucks County, a diverse and politically critical area, may suggest a strategic focus on key districts that could sway the state's outcome. The state's election officials and many political analysts, however, see it as yet another baseless lawsuit with little chance of success, reminiscent of the many Trump filed and lost post-2020. This renewed wave of litigation is leading to a repeat of his 2020 playbook: cast out, file numerous lawsuits, and leverage public uncertainty. But, as of yet, these efforts have yielded no concrete evidence, and Trump's legal team has faced repeated failures in court. While Trump's strategy may appear audacious, many political experts view it as a desperate ploy to rally his base and cast preemptive doubt on potential unfavorable outcomes. Shocking new allegations. A former beauty queen's story emerges. In a bombshell report released by the Daily Mail, a former beauty queen, Beatrice Cole, alleged that Trump had once lured her to his New York hotel suite, where he proceeded to make advances that left her deeply disturbed. Beatrice, who represented Switzerland in a global beauty pageant, claimed that Trump used his status and power to manipulate her, recounting how he tried to lift my dress and grabbed my body everywhere. She provided receipts of her trip, including flight documentation and messages that corroborate her story. This revelation is just one of many accusations of sexual misconduct and assault that have emerged against Trump over the years. Trump, who has consistently denied similar accusations from other women, now faces renewed scrutiny, particularly since these claims align with those of Jean Carroll, who won a recent lawsuit against him. Carroll's case set a legal precedent, establishing Trump's actions as legally categorized under sexual assault, a landmark decision that is expected to influence how future cases against Trump are handled. The implications of Cole's allegations are significant. As public opinion continues to weigh heavily on Trump's personal conduct, questions about his character and behavior remain at the forefront of discussions. Political analysts speculate that these new claims, along with others emerging, may further damage Trump's image among undecided voters, especially in states like Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin, where his behavior may influence swing votes. Early voting trends. Harris leads in key swing states. With early voting data already rolling in, Kamala Harris appears to have the upper hand in critical battleground states. Polls conducted by the New York Times, Ipsos, Marist, and other reputable organizations indicate Harris's lead among early voters, an advantage that could significantly impact the upcoming election results. For instance, Michigan shows 61% of early voters favoring Harris over Trump's 35%. In Wisconsin, Harris leads with 60% compared to Trump's 38%, and Pennsylvania has Harris leading with 57% of early voters to Trump's 40%. Yet despite this early lead, polling data also indicates that likely voters motivated by right-wing media or Trump's repeated calls to action may skew slightly toward him. CNN's data suggests that Harris holds a 5-point lead in Michigan and a 6-point lead in Wisconsin among likely voters. In Pennsylvania, the numbers are neck and neck, suggesting that Trump's heavy targeting of Pennsylvania may stem from the high-stakes nature of its electoral influence. The Mike Johnson connection of secret plan unveiled. In a recording released earlier this week, House Speaker Mike Johnson discussed plans to dismantle key policies, including the Affordable Care Act, if Republicans maintain control of the House. Johnson described his strategy with phrases like taking a blowtorch to the regulatory state, a declaration that alarms many healthcare advocates. He also hinted at a collaboration with Trump aimed at rolling back numerous federal regulations in the first 100 days of the new administration, a move that has prompted widespread criticism from healthcare providers and patients alike. Johnson's proposals echo Trump's approach of targeting established federal institutions, often to the detriment of vulnerable populations. Trump has previously criticized the ACA, describing it as an obstacle to the free market, and Johnson's backing of Trump's radical healthcare vision signals a partnership with sweeping ambitions. Many experts argue that repealing the ACA would leave millions of Americans without healthcare options, particularly those with pre-existing conditions who depend on ACA coverage. Arnold Schwarzenegger endorses Kamala Harris. A Republican breaks ranks. In a significant endorsement, former California Governor and Republican Arnold Schwarzenegger publicly supported Kamala Harris, citing Trump's dangerous disregard for democratic norms. Schwarzenegger, who has often distanced himself from political endorsements, justified his decision by emphasizing his patriotism and his concern for American democracy. Schwarzenegger's endorsement may not shift conservative votes en masse, but it speaks to a growing dissatisfaction within the Republican Party. His endorsement highlights the conflict between traditional Republican values and Trump's brand of populism, further fracturing an already divided GOP. Schwarzenegger's support is a reminder that not all Republicans align with Trump's controversial tactics, offering Harris a boost of bipartisan credibility. This Wednesday has been a defining moment for Trump's campaign as it navigates a complex maze of controversies, lawsuits, and public perception challenges. His relentless efforts to discredit Pennsylvania's election process, paired with new allegations and a volatile public persona, illustrate a campaign in crisis mode. With early voting numbers favoring Kamala Harris in critical states, Trump's path to a successful re-election bid looks fraught with obstacles. The implications of his mounting legal challenges, the unsavory accusations, and high-profile endorsements for his opponent suggest that Trump's strategies are beginning to lose their impact. As he continues to fight both in the court of law and the court of public opinion, it remains to be seen whether his familiar tactics will carry him through yet another tumultuous election cycle, or if the American electorate will move on from the drama that has defined his political career.